We are asking this question: how can anybody stop India? They have just battered, bruised and blooded England. Is there anything that South Africa can do to stop this Indian juggernaut?
Yes, they can. I think South Africa have got probably the best team well placed in the tournament to beat India. They've got power. They've got two very, very good spin bowlers in Maharaj and Shamsi.
Another World Cup final for India. How good was Rohit last night? What about Sky? What about Hardik? What about the spin twins of Axar and Kuldeep? Less so, Jadeja.
I note Rohit 57. So that's a great knock.
Yep.
People are saying, you know, perhaps Jos Buttler should have batted first. You know, the same thing again, where it's like, well, why allow the Indian spinners to do what they've got to do? But
it's the bat first, which was possibly the wrong call by Jos Buttler at the toss. India got 171 for 7, which always felt way too many, really. And so it proved England bowled out in.
It's a square drive from Surya Kumar that goes over deep backward point for 6 and somehow carries. Amazing shot. And then a single, and then a ball later, Rohit plays the down on one knee, scoop shot over the shoulder, the AB de Villiers sort of lap shot over deep backward square leg almost, which...
Because Rohit Sharma's been the informed batsman for them in the last couple of games, and their whole side seems to go off his confidence at the top and the tone that he sets. So that was huge. And then also in those conditions where it is a little bit slow and a little bit variable and bounce...
Other problem was that the pressure came all the way back at them because of the way that Rohit Sharma was playing. And this is the Rohit Sharma that we really wanted to see in this World Cup. I think England have two huge problems going ahead. One is this changing generation. The next lot just doesn't look as good. And the second one is they need to find people who can score against spin, and they need to find better spinners.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं नाम अनुज धीमान और आप देख रहे हैं नेशन ब्रो। कल भारत ने टी20 वर्ल्ड कप के सेमीफाइनल में इंग्लैंड को धो दिया। इसके बाद में इंग्लैंड का मीडिया का कहता है, वहां के जो यूट्यूबर हैं इस चीज को लेकर क्या बात कर रहे हैं, कहां-कहां पर इंग्लैंड से गलती हो गई, इन सारी चीजों के बारे में हम आपको इस वीडियो के अंदर दिखाएंगे। वहां का जो मीडिया है उसका पूरा रिएक्शन आपको यहाँ पर देखने को मिलने वाला है। अगर आप भी मेरी तरह रिएक्शन वीडियो बनाकर पैसे कमाना चाहते हैं तो आप मेरा यूट्यूब का रिएक्शन वीडियो का कोर्स खरीद सकते हैं, जिसका प्राइस 1000 रुपए है। स्क्रीन पे मेरा व्हाट्सएप नंबर आ रहा है, अगर आप कोर्स खरीदना चाहते हैं तो मुझसे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं।
The fact that Rohit and Sky got out, you know, within 2 overs of each other gave England a bit of hope. And then there was that Hardik Pandya, a couple of sixes in a row, and then the 6 from Akshar Patel probably just got them over the line in terms of a pass score. And I think probably 15 to 20 is probably a pretty fair reflection from Jos Buttler.
Yeah, India 171 for 7, England 103, India winning by 68 runs. Rohit 57 again. Kohli missed out, but as Hess alluded to, Mitch 47, Yadav, Pandya 23, Jadeja 17. You know, you pick up one or two at the top, you give yourselves a sniff, but then you've got that whole middle order to come and they bat deep.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're playing 8 batsmen. You've got Jadeja coming in at 8. Axar came in behind him today, and they actually promoted Jadeja. So they've got a lot of flexibility in their order as well, and those guys are coming into form. I think Hardik Pandya's form, for India's confidence has been significant. He's really started to strike the ball nicely, and there has been a shift in the way that he is playing his cricket. And in the IPL, we've seen in the last couple of years, he's tried to move himself up the order to like a number 4 role and bat more like a batsman.
Is there anything that South Africa can do to stop this Indian juggernaut?
Yes, they can. I think South Africa have got probably the best team well placed in the tournament to beat India. They've got power. They've got two very, very good spin bowlers in Maharaj and Shamsi.
Another World Cup final for India. How good was Rohit last night? What about Sky? What about Hardik? What about the spin twins of Axar and Kuldeep? Less so, Jadeja.
Hitman again, here goes, stepping up, coming with the hour, coming with the man. Now, I know a lot of people...
Come with my face.
Come with my face. A lot of people will be like, Hardik should be captain of this team, of this T20 team. Yeah. But it's Rohit, and they have to live with that, and he stepped up again. It's a slow, low deck where they were playing Guyana. I think 170 was 42 many.
40 too many?
40 too many. Jos Buttler says 20 to 25 too many. I mean, a lot of people at the ground who were there had the sort of the pulse of the game are saying, like, at halftime, the innings break, it's a bit like they've done very well, India, to make that number of runs on that deck. No one's ever made that many in a day game in Guyana. I note Rohit 57. So that's a great knock.
Yep.
People are saying, perhaps Josh Butler should have batted first. The same thing again, where it's like, well, why allow the Indian spinners to do what they've got to do? But Bumrah up front with the ball and Rohit up front with the bat. But like, it's just that's when they get the boa constrictor going. They are like Sky's been unbelievable with the bat for them, and their spinners are really great for the middle overs. And it's just how do you contain this side? What happens? 75-minute rain delay. So 73-run partnership between Rohit and Sky, all looking fine. England don't have answers to them. It's a great number of runs on this deck.
The bat first, which was possibly the wrong call by Josh Butler at the toss. India got 171 for 7, which always felt way too many, really. So approved. England bowled out in exactly 100 balls, fittingly, for 103. Axar Patel, very, very good. Jasprit Bumrah, very, very good. And Kuldeep Yadav, very, very good. I think India are probably the favourites heading into Saturday's final.
It's a square drive from Surya Kumar that goes over deep backward point for 6 and somehow carries. Amazing shot. And then a single, and then a ball later, Rohit plays the down on one knee, scoop shot over the shoulder, the AB de Villiers sort of lap shot over deep backward square leg almost, which straight sweep from Kuldeep Yadav. He plays the cut shot beautifully against Jadeja where he picks the gap. They've got a deep cover sweeper out, but he beats that sweeper straight and then plays the reverse well against Kuldeep for 4 and then doubles down, tries to play it 2 balls in a row, moves across too far, gets bowled behind his legs for 25. They needed 12 and over at that point. Jordan LBW to Kuldeep Yadav. Jofra Archer comes out, belts a 6 and then runs out Liam Livingstone in one of the worst pieces of running I've ever seen. I mean, it's gone to short fine leg. It is not Archer's call. Livingstone's running. He's saying yes. He's saying run. And Archer looks up and goes, no, I think I'll go back into my ground. No, like if Livingstone honestly should have just kept running. He should have just run to the striker's end and said, too bad, mate, piss off. Like, go and walk at this point, because Livingstone was their only slight outside prayer that he might suddenly be able to get on one. But it would have been too hard for him. I think he ends up run out for 11 off 16, couldn't find the boundary, could only find singles. Archer belts a 6 and a 4 off Pandya, and then Adil Rashid's run out, turning back to the non-striker's end. Archer's LBW Bumrah hit on the back heel to end a game, which is an unusual one, coming so far across his stumps to sweep. So just complete annihilation from India. We've talked about this before during this World Cup, about just how complete they look at the moment. You look at 3 for 19 from Kuldeep, 3 for 23 from Akshar Patel, and 2 for 12 for Bumrah from 2.4 overs. Plus, they've been good enough to effect a couple of run-outs. Plus, their batting has worked perfectly, where they've used every player who is good enough that you want them to bat, and none of the players who are not good enough that you'd rather they didn't have to bat. Basically, everything except Arshdeep's third over went well for India today.
I think these games are won in moments, and sometimes small moments. And I think right off the bat tonight, we saw that the drop catch off Rohit Sharma by Phil Salt, who was charging at a point off Jofra Archer, was a massive moment, because Rohit Sharma's been the informed batsman for them in the last couple of games, and their whole side seems to go off his confidence at the top and the tone that he set. So that was huge. And then also in those conditions where it is a little bit slow and a little bit variable and bounce.
देखिए, इस वीडियो के अंदर जो बातें की गई हैं उसमें सबसे पहली बात तो ये समझ में आ रही है भाई कि इन लोगों ने पिच को लेकर बड़ा जो है हुआ बनाया हुआ है। मतलब अगर इंग्लैंड पहले बैटिंग करता तो बहुत बड़ा चेंज आ जाता, ऐसा कुछ होने वाला नहीं था। पहले इनिंग के अंदर ही जब रोहित शर्मा बैटिंग कर रहे थे, सूर्य कुमार यादव बैटिंग कर रहे थे, अगर इन दो लोगों का स्ट्राइक रेट कम होता है तो 100% क्लियर हो जाता है कि भैया पिच यहाँ पर खराब है। अदरवाइज ये लोग अगर पिच के ऊपर खड़े रहते हैं, बैटिंग कर रहे होते हैं, तो इनका स्ट्राइक रेट 150 से नीचे नहीं आता है। वो बीच में आ रहा था तो मुझे 100% क्लियर हो गया था कि अगर भारत के बैट्समैन यहाँ पर रुक रहे हैं, यहाँ पर दिक्कत हो रही है, तो जाहिर सी बात है कि इंग्लैंड यहाँ पर कुछ कर नहीं पाएगा। खास यहाँ पर 171 रन का टारगेट भारत ने दिया था, उसको चेज करना इम्पॉसिबल था। और उसके बाद में जो हमारी बॉलिंग लाइनअप है उसके सामने बिल्कुल भी इस तरीके की सोच लाना भी यहाँ पर खराब हो जाता है। एक भाम आर्मी करके है इंग्लैंड के, ये एक ग्रुप है और ये ट्विटर के ऊपर पोस्ट कर रहे थे कुछ दिनों से पहले कि 2022 का वर्ल्ड कप भूले तो नहीं हो, जहां पर हमने 10 विकेट से भारत को हराया था। लेकिन आज जो हमने हार हराई है ना इनको, भाई इनके मुंह के ऊपर तमाचा है कि कभी घमंड नहीं करना चाहिए। थोड़ी सी चीजें अच्छी हो जाती हैं तो लोग फुदकने लगते हैं। आज इनकी टीम 106 रन के ऊपर ऑल आउट हो जाती है। अब अब इसके बाद में शायद इस तरीके की बातें ये लोग नहीं करेंगे। और जो इंग्लैंड की मीडिया बातें कर रही है कि साउथ अफ्रीका जो है भारत को बीट कर देगा, ये बिल्कुल भी नहीं होने वाला है। सपने में मत सोचना। इसी तरीके की बातें ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाले करते थे, इंग्लैंड वाले करते थे, वो लोग अपने घर चले गए हैं। टी20 वर्ल्ड कप की ट्रॉफी इस बार भारत ही आने वाली है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। रोहित शर्मा, विराट कोहली, सूर्य कुमार यादव, इसके अलावा जो हमारा मिडिल ऑर्डर है, हमारी जो बॉलिंग है इतनी अच्छी है कि उसके सामने साउथ अफ्रीका टिक भी नहीं पाएगा। वीडियो कैसा लगा मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताइएगा। मिलते हैं नए वीडियो के साथ। नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद, जय भारत।